Hi, this is Ken Kring. Welcome to Good Business is About Three Things. This is part of the Quick Bits series. What we are going to quickly cover is thinking that I learned while at Walmart, thinking that works for every organization. For more detail about this thinking and how it applies to the things that you face, there are other videos and other slide decks that I can share with you. First, we're going to cover some non-Walmart thinking, also known as the problems with siloed thinking. These are the top 10 problems with siloed thinking. If you'd like more detail, you can pause the video at any point to read the description of each problem. Number 10, duplication of effort. It's such a waste. Number 9, difficulty in adapting to change. Number 8, misaligned key performance indicators and goals. Number 7, low employee engagement, and this has been witnessed plenty of times firsthand. Number 6, reduced innovation. Number 5, slowed decision-making, sometimes to a stop. Number 4, customer experience breakdowns. Number 3, inefficient resource use. Number 2, a profound lack of collaboration. And the number one problem with siloed thinking is poor communication. Any one of these problems increases the odds of crippling a company, and having all of these ensures the company is crippling itself. Many people consider these downsides to be common sense. Others, sadly, are mystified by this. I've worked with plenty of both. Here are some examples of the downsides in action. In the past, GE was celebrated for its performance that was gained primarily through brutality. Brutality that covered up the problems GE had with a long history of large independent business units that were known for operating autonomously. The consequences of this siloed thinking was a lack of coordination and misaligned strategies that led to inefficiencies and contributed to GE's financial struggles. Boeing has also been accused of spreadsheet thinking instead of systemic thinking or design thinking or integrated thinking. The separation between engineering and the business functions is often cited as a factor in the 737 MAX crisis. And the consequence of this cultural shift toward profit over safety resulted in poor internal alignment and an erosion of trust, all of which continues to this day. By trying to optimize functional silos within a vacuum, Wells Fargo has gotten itself into trouble over the years. Wells Fargo was infamous for its toxic sales culture, where departments were siloed and performance pressures were misaligned. One consequence of all of this was employees opening millions of unauthorized accounts, which has been tied to poor internal collaboration and oversight, and Wells Fargo didn't express remorse over this until they got caught. Sears is another great example of siloed thinking. Sears was Amazon before Amazon was Amazon. By phone or through the mail, you ordered from their catalog and it was delivered to you. Under Eddie Lampert, Sears was intentionally divided into semi-autonomous business units. One of the consequences of this was that everyone was incented to focus on fighting each other internally rather than focusing on the competition outside of the company. In the end, Sears preferred to run the business into the ground than to think differently. And here are some additional honorable mentions in both the past and the present day. Yay, now for the good news, Walmart's way of thinking. What I learned from Walmart is that good business is about just three things. It's about understanding the flow of the customer experience, understanding the flow of the business, and finally, understanding how all of your decisions and actions, big or small, impact those two flows. That's it. To make it even easier to get a real feel for the benefits of integrated thinking, here are 5 visual examples of the benefits of this type of thinking. Integrated thinking makes everyone happier, faster, and more productive. This is a fun game to play at a party. If you hit pause, you can read the instructions. One person at a workshop said, "Would you trust builders that didn't know what the blueprints look like?" And I said, "No." And he said, "We do that in business all the time." Integrated thinking makes it so much easier to get more out of your data. Walmart knows how to get from Dempster to Midway. Sears never had a clue. When you're investing your resources, trade-off decisions need to be made. If you don't know how things fit together, you don't know how to best invest your resources. It's just that simple. Companies call in motivational speakers to say the customer is our number one priority. And later in quarterly reports, the shareholders are often listed as being the number one priority. Without a bright, shiny star off on the horizon to guide everyone forward, you risk just running from handrail to handrail. Integrated thinking allows you to adapt so much better than your competitors can. And here's an example of what blending the flow of the customer experience and the flow of the business looks like. For more detail regarding how all of this works and how to apply it in your situation, there are additional videos on this YouTube channel, and there are also additional slide decks on my LinkedIn profile, and you can always reach out to me. I love this stuff. One of the best compliments I received was from a summer intern. They said, all you've done is write down common sense. And they were right, and yet some that still cling to silos are mystified by this. Regarding next steps, step one is to realize that life, business, data, everything is just like a Surratt oil painting. It's nothing but a series of dots. But if you know how all the dots fit together and you take a step back, you can see the larger picture and better know what to do about both the details and the big picture. After you've changed the way that you think, you can now change what it is that you do about it all. The good news is, organizing your thinking is free. Please share this information with everyone you know, at the company, outside the company, at family gatherings, that kind of thing. You can start by applying this in your personal area and then work outward. And feel free to check out the rest of the videos in this series at the YouTube channel Ken Kring Integrated Thinking. You can also send me a LinkedIn invite. I am a business geek that loves to talk shop and strategy, and it's wonderful connecting with others that are interested in these things too. Thanks.